Hello, hello. It is Thursday evening. That means it is time for a NaNoWriMo bonus stream of the write-in.
What makes a snack one of a kind? Nutritious ingredients
I'm
like
a little
almond
quiet,
and
right?
peanuts,
It's not
or
just me. I'm a
delicious
little
flavors
quiet.
like dark chocolate. Or
Think-
is it getting the best of
I think
all
I'm a little
worlds in
quiet.
one snack that's
Let's
nutritious and delicious? One of a
bump
kind.
that up a touch, I think. I'm just gonna bump the mic up a little bit. Maybe what do we think of this? Is this a better volume? What are our thoughts and feelings about this? Maybe, what about this? Do we like this? Okay. I think we're good. I think we're good. If folks want me to bump the volume of my mic a little bit more, let me know. Happy to do that. But I believe it's a good volume. It's always so puzzling because I don't really move the mic and I don't really mess with the settings, but I feel like every time I stream, the volume's off somehow. It's either too loud or it's too quiet. And the same thing with my camera. The only time I move the camera is when I'm setting up for the other stream that I do, which is a makerspace building crafting stream on Mondays. And that's the only time that I move the camera because I have to reset it around to face the other set that I have in this space. And then other than that, right now, because of NaNoWriMo, I'm doing tons of bonus streams. So I'm mostly doing the write-in, which means that I don't touch the camera and I have to refocus it every time, which is kind of interesting because I have it on a manual focus setting, but just the turning it off and on still seems to do something to it. And I put the lens cap on and I watch the lens, and even just putting the lens cap on doesn't twist it. I don't know, it's a mystery. If you understand camera things, I would love to know why I have to refocus my camera every time I stream, despite the fact that I don't touch it, besides turning it off in between streams. Like I don't touch the lens. I don't touch the focus. All right, so what is this? Who am I? What are we doing? This stream is called The Write-In. It is a co-work, writing sprint, write-along stream. And then in between our bursts of writing, we hang out during the breaks and we chat about writerly things, booky things, artsy things. It's just like an open visiting time to connect with a creative community. And then the other thing I should probably talk about is, in case people are not familiar with the terms writing sprint, write along. You're probably familiar with the term co-work. I'm gonna assume you understand what co-work means. But if you don't, let me know, and I'm happy to share the definition. Or you can also Google. Google's great too. So anyway, writing sprint, write along. So these are essentially. Oh, I'm so sorry. My nose is so itchy. Okay, there we go. Writing sprints and write-alongs are basically writing-focused co-work sessions. So what we do in this stream is I will put a timer. Whoops, it's already on. Whoop, 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 whoop. That is left on from the last time that we streamed NaNoWriMo. Whoops. That's actually kind of funny. Okay, because it's like we started the stream just immediately and should have been writing. There we go. Perfect, all right, much better. Let me try this again. So a writing sprint write along, we put time on the clock. It doesn't just already happen to be there. We put time on the clock. We like to do longer writing sprints here, somewhere between 1 to 2 hours. The clocks that I have pre-scheduled are 1 hour, 1.5, and 2. But we kind of do a group consensus. I'll usually suggest a time, and then Folks can jump in chat if they have strong opinions one way or the other about how long they want to do a sprint for. I know that there are other writing streamers and content creators who do shorter sprints that are closer to the 10 to 20 minute range, but I personally need a longer sprint. I can't just immediately jump into my writing. I have to like ease into it. So I'm kind of a fan of the longer sprints, so that's what we'll do in this stream. And why might you join a write along? Why might you join a writing sprint? Because friends. But seriously, it can be very difficult to carve out time in the week for writing. It is something that you have to have a lot of discipline to do because it's so easy to book over it. Life is very busy. It's very easy to say, oh, I just won't write this evening because this and this and this came up and I've got a lot going on right now. And yes, sometimes we do have a lot going on and it is okay to skip writing, but it's kind of a dangerous precedent to set, and we have to be really careful about that as writers because we're the only ones, as it is a solo activity, generally speaking, we're the only ones that we're accountable to. So if we start getting in the habit of saying, oh, writing is something that I can cancel on, then we give ourselves permission to cancel. And the next thing we know, we're not getting any writing done. And our life, all the other chaos of life kind of takes over. And we're always going to be busy. So we really do have to develop habit and discipline to make sure that we have a regular writing practice. And write-alongs and writing sprints can really help with that because you can leverage this kind of illusion of group accountability. So when you have a regular writing slot that's scheduled, and this is a stream that does just that, currently for November, we're doing a whole bunch of bonus NaNoWriMo streams. So this is one of them. This happens in the month of November on Thursday evenings, but the regular write-in happens on Twitch on Wednesday nights. And I'm getting the process set up here to also stream on YouTube. That was kind of one of the reasons I wanted to do the bonus NaNoWriMo streams on YouTube, was be like, hello, YouTube. What's going on in your streaming world and how do I do this? So I feel like I'm going to start streaming this stream, which is the write-in, also on YouTube because it's fun here and I also like YouTube. So anyways, all of that to say, this writing stream happens once a week. It's regularly scheduled and you can use it as a tool to say, oh, well, Wednesday nights, this is when I write. Or, you know, if you're joining us for these bonus NaNoWriMo streams, Thursday night, this is when I write. It's booked. People are expecting me. And that makes it much harder to cancel. So it's this group accountability I mean, it depends. The illusion of group accountability also that you can harness. If you really need like real group accountability, we do have that as an option as well. I'll drop the link to our here. This is what I want. I'll drop the link to our my Stream Deck has disconnected from my YouTube account again. Why are you like this, Stream Deck? Okay, let me poke around in here. I had to do this last time too. What did I have to do? How did I fix this last time? I think I had to reconnect my YouTube account. Is that what I had to do? Okay, it is connected. Oh, I wish I could remember because this happened 2 streams ago as well, where my YouTube chat commands were not working. How did we fix this? I'm just gonna see if I can obviously absolutely copy and paste that text into chat, but I will probably want access to all these other things at some point. So I think it's worth it to just spend a hot minute here and try to troubleshoot this. What? How? Why? Why are you like this? Okay, let's try hitting the button one more time. Okay, it still says it's broken. Ugh, I'm gonna have to rack my brain and remember what the issue was last time with this. Because sadly enough, this is not the first time. Is it... Does it have to do with the profile setting? Okay, let me try one thing real quick and then I'll admit defeat and we can all move on. Okay, was it this? No, that also doesn't work. Oh, what was it that was broken last time? Oh, well. Okay, I'm going to manually copy and paste this message into chat like a peasant. Here we go. Right? Yeah, this will work. Excellent. Also, I think my music levels are a bit off, hey? Let me adjust that mix. Let's see how that goes. Okay, so let's bot back in here. This is what we're doing. I want to put this into our chat. Excellent. Okay. So yeah, if the illusion of group accountability works for you. Oh yeah, and this is the other thing. I set up, I have chat. Oh, that works pretty good. I might just scooch that around because I just set up the display, like on-screen display for YouTube chat. I had it set up for Twitch, but I just added it in this afternoon for YouTube. So at the time, I wasn't 100% sure how it was gonna like show up or format. And now we can see, and I think it just needs to be scooched over like a wee little bit here. Yeah. Yeah. If we scooch you over, friend, whoop, just like this, that's just like a little bit of a nicer look there. Yeah, that's more centered. Okay, let's go with that. All right, perfect. Yeah, we're getting this figured out. This is coming together. Is that text too small though? I feel like it might be too small. Okay, well, I'll fix that. I'll do a little bit of a tweak with that during the break here. Awesome. We're always a little bit of a struggle stream over here because I like to tinker with things. I have a lot of hopes and dreams and plans for this stream in terms of like interactivity features and show features and stuff. And when you tinker, sometimes you break things. It's kind of the price you pay. Anyway, I was talking about Discord before I totally distracted myself here. So, group accountability. There's kind of two ways that you can leverage this. The first is the illusion of group accountability. So, having a social writing group like this stream, the write-in, that you know happens on a particular day of the week, and you show up and you write during the writing sprints. However, sometimes you're a little bit too clever. Your brain figures out that you're trying to trick it, and it's like, no one's actually expecting you. No one's going to get mad if you don't show up. And then you give yourself permission to cancel again. So if your brain is too smart to be outsmarted by you, you can leverage actual group accountability, where you do actually tell someone that you are coming to the stream and they are actually expecting you. So that's why I dropped the Discord link in. Now I feel like the mic is too hot. That's all right. Oh my gosh, the ADHD is wild this afternoon. This evening. Yeah, so the Discord, if you pop into there's a whole section for this stream, which is the write-in, and there are various channels. There is the ones that might be particularly interesting to you would be like the Discord NaNoWriMo channel. So if you're looking to set up like your own kind of impromptu writing sprint just in Discord, you can hop in there, see if anyone's online, be like, hello, I would like a writing buddy. This is how you type, I'm sure that's an accurate depiction. There's also like channels in there if you want to exchange writing with someone, receive some feedback. There is a pretty good community that we're starting to build up in there. It's still pretty new, but it's slowly growing. It's very exciting. And it's not just writers in there. There's a whole bunch of different creatives and artists who hang out in the Discord, because there's another stream that I do called The Workshop. Oh, I'm so used to just being able to hit my Stream Deck. I wish it wouldn't poltergeist on me so often. But here, let me just quickly drop in the description for the workshop. So this is the other stream that I do, and it's a building, making, crafter stream with an emphasis on storytelling, because I love storytelling, whether it's text-based storytelling, visual storytelling, and I like to think of the workshop as the visual and material storytelling stream that is sort of complementary to this text-based writing and storytelling stream. So we have people in the Discord who come from both worlds, the text-based storytelling stream like writers, and also the makers, builders, and crafting folk also hang out in there. And as I said, if your brain is too smart to be tricked by itself, and the illusion of group accountability is not enough, you can create actual accountability with an accountability buddy in Discord, where you can go and you can post to the channel and say, I am going to come to tonight's stream, and then you will feel obligated to come to this stream and put in the time. So that is available to you if you need to extra trick your brain. It can also be really helpful to have a writing community that you are a part of as well. You can exchange resources with other writers. We can talk about things that are relatable, and we can crowdsource problems around writer's block, exchange really good books on writing craft that we've enjoyed, or, you know, even a lot of us are also readers, obviously, and so we can also talk about the sorts of books that we're enjoying at this point in time, or books that we think are a really good example of a particular sort of writing craft example. So yeah, I think particularly because writing is so hard and we have to do it alone, it's really nice to have a writing community. And so that's what the Discord is for. And then also that's what the chat is for during the streams, because we do hang out during the breaks. All right, we're going to give a quick shout out as part of our opening announcements to, oh, did I set the, let me see about how I programmed this. Yeah, this'll work. Let's do this. All my tinkering is making things a little bit clunky at the moment, but it will pay off down the road. Yeah, let's do, how do I want to execute this? Let's go with this and this, yeah. Okay, yeah, that'll work. So we're going to give a big shout out to the Writers Guild of Alberta, who are a community partner. They have a... What is happening to the chat? Oh, I know what's happening to the chat. We're going to be... I'm so sorry, folks. We will be a little bit buggy in the programming this evening because, as I said, I went in and tinkered with things. If this is your first time joining the stream, we did have a slightly different look, and actually I kind of revealed the new look, like the new backdrop that we've got. I programmed a few different scenes as well and just streamlined some programming things. So there'll probably be one more stream where things will be a tiny bit clunky as we just iron out the little bugs that are, you know, part of the process of adjusting things. There we go. This will make that disappear. Perfect. But then it'll be smooth sailing because I swear I do moderately know what I'm doing. The problem is I always want to customize things and poke around. So it's a little risky. All right, let us put some time on the clock. And yeah, then we'll check back in during the break. I think we'll do an hour and a half as our first writing sprint. This music that you're hearing in the background right now, that'll be the playlist. I've got this piano playlist queued up, so that'll be the music that we write to. You are more than welcome, if you would like to listen to a different playlist, to mute the stream, play your own music, and then check back in. Just keep an eye on the clock so that you don't miss our break and our opportunity to visit. And then, of course, if you prefer to write in silence, you can also mute the stream, keep an eye on the clock, and write in silence. Pretty straightforward. I do stay off the mic during our sprints because I don't want to disrupt people's concentration. So anytime somebody comes into the stream and, you know, needs an orientation, like what is this, what's going on, hello, I will do my hosting duties in chat over text. So you don't have to worry about, if you do want to just leave the stream open with the volume, you don't have to worry about me babbling and disrupting your concentration. And then I believe that's pretty much it. That's all you need to know in order to join the writing sprint. If you're joining us this evening for our writing sprints, you can hop into chat, let us know what you're working on. If you have any particular goals for the next the next sprint that's coming up, it's going to be an hour and a half. So if you want to share what you're working on, let us know if you have any particular goal for the sprint. You don't have to, but I know that some folks do find it useful to set a personal goal for sprints. You can also share if you are participating in NaNoWriMo and how you're doing. How you doing, friend? I am participating in NaNoWriMo in that I like to use November as a good excuse to just focus on my writing and put in some extra time. So I am not of the cohort that is going full on NaNoWriMo, National Novel Writing Month. But if you are, congratulations, and I hope you find the writing sprints helpful for hitting your word count goals. We're almost done. 5 days left, so we're in the big final push here. Okay, let's go ahead and put an hour and a half on the clock, and then we'll check back shortly. Happy writing, everyone. Okay, that's the end of our first writing sprint. Don't forget to save your work, and we'll hang out for a little bit and have a bit of a break. Here we go, saved. Whew. I was starting to get very fidgety there, and I think a lot of it had to do with how difficult the thing I was working on was and how frustrated I was getting that it wasn't clicking. I'm just wondering whether I should mute the music. I don't know if these are the vibes. I'm doubtful that these are the vibes we want during our break. I think we want something a little lighter. Yeah, let's switch our musical choices here. I want to just like...
Looking for royal...
Oops. Yeah, let's just pause this, I think. Okay. Yeah, let's just not have music for this part. I think that'll just be easiest. I didn't realize how moody all of my music selections are. I was like, I need to get something for our breaks. I don't have anything like not fun. Fun isn't maybe the right word, but like I don't have anything that feels like break music. I just have like really serious piano jams, that's my preference for writing. But like, yeah, that's not the vibe of a break in between sprints. So I think, yeah, I'm just gonna pop into the show notes that I've got for myself for the stream. And, oh my God, I've got too many tabs open, y'all. Here we go. Yeah, I'm gonna go into show notes and I'm gonna say we need a break music playlist. I mean, like I do have one. I have we could play some like lo-fi jams. Those are always kind of a safe bet. Boo, 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 boo. Let's, yeah, I'll set that up. Let's see here. We need, yeah, okay, let's do this. Yeah, let's go with this. And I'm just gonna update the program that I have that shares like the music credits for what I stream, because I play copyright-free and royalty-free music. And it is it's always important, but it is particularly important to credit the artists of any creative object that you use, especially when they're letting you use it for free. So let me just pop in here, and I just have to update the program that I have, because I was previously playing a YouTube playlist and now I'm on Spotify. So I just need to tell it to look at a different program. So I'm just gonna switch that over before we kind of like officially go on break. And yeah, let's adjust the volume of that. Music's still a little low. Why isn't that updating? Why are you like this? Ugh, it's just gonna be another struggle stream, isn't it? But, you know, as far as struggle streams go, this isn't the worst that we've had. At least this is still, like, doable, right? Like, it's still, we haven't lost video, we haven't lost audio. It's really just kind of the extra little things that are failing me today. I'm just gonna double check one thing here. I don't know why that's not updating. Tries to make sure artists get credit for their music, credits the wrong artist. Okay, let me see if I can switch this over. It should hopefully update. Okay, I'm just gonna check one more thing here. I haven't used this program that pulls, so I have this program that pulls the information of the music sources that I'm playing so that it can display them, there we go, like right there, and give music credit. And I haven't used it to pull from Spotify yet, and I know it can, but I wonder if it has to be browser-based. So I'm just gonna give that a quick shot. And I'm just gonna switch over away from the desktop app of Spotify and pull up a browser window. And then let's see whether it's able to pick that up. And if it's not able to, then I genuinely don't know what's happening with that software. Because it should work. Yeah, still not working. Curious. Okay. Well, I guess we'll just leave it for now. That's so peculiar, though. Alas. All right, so how's everyone's NaNoWriMo going? I gotta say, I'm starting, like, so this is the first month I've done NaNoWriMo like all the way through. I'm kind of notorious for signing up for NaNoWriMo and then something comes up. Like the fall is usually very busy for me. So November isn't an ideal time for me to participate in NaNoWriMo, but I try anyways. But something usually comes up, like a contract, a gig, a project, something big, and then I have to just like abandon my NaNoWriMo goals. But this year I'm actually doing it, and we've got 5 days left of NaNoWriMo, and is your girl tired? It takes a lot out of you, and I can't even imagine how tired folks must be who are actually trying to hit, what is it? It's a 40,000 word count, I think, is what counts as the first draft of your novel. I'm just wondering if the stream's still in development, like particularly the programming and stuff. I'm just wondering if I should put like a little title that says we're on break. Yeah, maybe I'll just throw up a little thing that says that we're on break and just hanging out. I mean, the other thing I could do too is like change the title, because I believe that updates in real time. I'm not super familiar with YouTube Live yet. Okay, let me just throw up a little graphics title here. Okay, so I want this, and I want this. Do not make that visible just yet, please, because that's gonna be ugly. Okay, let's put this here. Yeah, I think that looks all right. And then we'll just update that text. Is that gonna be huge? What's that's good? Oh no, that's quite... I'm gonna make that a little bit bigger. Is that gonna be obnoxious? Let's find out. Okay, here we go. Ready? Boom. It's huge. Maybe I'll make it a little bit smaller. Right? We don't need to yell that we're on break. Yeah. Yeah, that'll do for now, I think. That works. That accomplishes what we need it to do. It always, I've noticed this about the OBS text source though, is, whoops, there we go, is that it always chops off the left-hand side a little tighter than the right-hand side. So I'm actually gonna see if I can artificially, I can just artificially add a space there, but then I think it's still gonna be, yeah, now it's like wildly off balance. There's just no winning. Can I add a space at the end to... Okay, yeah, it does recognize spaces. Okay, I don't know. That'll do. Do we need an exclamation mark? Is that a little dramatic? There we go. Sure, let's go with that. All right, now that the graphic says it, we're truly on break. It was a lie before. So yeah, NaNoWriMo. I don't know whether it's the streaming, because I've been doing a lot of live streaming. We have a whole bunch of bonus NaNoWriMo streams programmed for NaNoWriMo, and you know, I'm on camera a lot more than I usually am. I usually only stream twice a week with the 2 different shows that I run. So I'm curious to see whether it's the sort of tiredness from just streaming, aka performing a lot, or whether it's a lack of writing stamina. Because that could also totally be it. Or maybe it's like a combination of the 2 things, you know, it's kind of hard to tell. But I think about halfway, like when I hit November 15th, I was like, oof, this is a little bit rough. And then kind of fortunately, in some respects, we were doing lunch hour writing sprints on Instagram Live. And I like to stream through OBS, as you can probably tell. I love all of the different graphics I can put together. I have the clock going that we can use. I can show chat on the screen. So those sorts of production value options are just not available when you stream through Instagram Live properly, because they want you to do it just straight on mobile. And I do not want to do that because I like a little production value. So there are workarounds that allow you to stream from your desktop and then like bounce it into Instagram Live. And I was just getting booted every 30 minutes. Eventually Instagram caught on to me and then just started like kicking me off my streams. So then we migrated the lunch hour writing sprints that we were doing just into Discord, into a text channel, just keeping it nice and simple. And that was actually kind of a really nice coincidence, because that meant that I didn't have to do 2 streams early on in the day. And I've found that to be very helpful for kind of maintaining the sustainability of my energy level throughout the week. So being able to still host writing sprints, but do it in a text channel in Discord and not have to be on camera the whole time, I've found that this week has felt a lot easier than previous weeks where I was constantly on camera and constantly streaming. Maybe that's a little bit of the introvert thing. I know I'm not like directly with people, but I'm still like, you know, kind of with people when I'm on stream. So yeah, so this writing sprint was a little bit, it was tough. It was, sometimes writing just comes so easily. You know, sometimes you just get in this writing flow. Just get in this flow and all of the writing, all the words come, your characters just kind of take on a life of their own, your plot just runs away with itself and it goes so smoothly. And other times, writing is a real grind and it's an uphill battle the entire time, and it feels kind of like you're fighting with your writing. And I've been really lucky lately in that I haven't had too many like fight rates. I think that's officially what I'm going to call those, fight rates. I was on a pretty good streak where things were just coming very naturally and very easy. And then I got to the point in my script where I had to write poetry and it started to get hard again. So, which is so sad because the verses that I'm writing, this one character speaks in verse, and it's like some of the easiest verse to technically write. I'm writing in limerick. Like, it's like baby poetry, and it's still breaking my brain. In my defense, I'm not a poet, so I'm not, those muscles aren't strong. They're not very flexed. But yeah, it's just like trying to get the syllable counts in, trying to get the rhyming scheme in. It's just such slow going. And then it's also trying to do the thing that I personally do in all my writing, which is write at multiple levels at the same time. And again, this isn't the most complicated example, but this one character who speaks in limerick functions as a sort of like Cassandra character, giving warning to the other characters in the show. And so her text all has to work on a metaphorical and thematic level of the show, but then also work on a straight level as well as character dialogue. And so it still has to relate to the plot, and it has to do both of those things. And I was just having such a time trying to write this stupid limerick, this writing sprint. I mean, I think the main problem I ran into was mostly around the writing scheme, because in a limerick, it's AABBA. And I knew what I wanted my A rhyming scheme to be. I was rhyming warfare and repair. And for the second line, the other A rhyme that I needed to make, I had a lot of options, like warfare, repair. There are a lot of things that rhyme with that. So I had pretty good options there. But then when I was trying to figure out my B rhyming scheme, the messaging that I wanted to deliver in the middle of the limerick and all of the words I kept landing on just didn't have great rhyming options. Like, if folks popped in and out earlier and happened to see, I was pretty much on Rhyming Dictionary for 45 minutes just trying to find words that would give me enough rhyming options to write 2 sentences, like 2 lines of verse. It was a little rough, and at one point I was even trying to rhyme the word yellow, which was perhaps a little foolhardy of me, but I wanted to see if I could, again, just exploring options. So yeah, poetry's hard. Even when you write dumb poetry like limericks. Yeah, gosh, yeah. Verse is really hard to write in. And yeah, I'm writing in limerick, which is like dumb poetry. So that's depressing. But on a positive note, I just kept persevering, and I did get it figured out. So I'll just pop over to, I think I should keep this title. Just looking at this source that I've got programmed here for the break, and I think we'll keep it. I'm gonna call it break title. And yeah, I'm gonna bring it with me. Okay, so we're gonna pop over and the screen share. Oh, whoops, I minimized my script. Here we go. Okay, so we've got that pulled up again, and then I'm just gonna add our little break title, but it needs to be little. Oh wait, sorry. Let me just make sure that, whoops, wait, what? Okay. I accidentally switched scenes. Sorry. Let me try this one more time. It's little now. Nice. Okay, so let's grab this title and we're gonna drag him over here. Should that be a little bit bigger? Like, I want it visible, like clearly visible, so people know we're on break. But not obnoxious. Okay, I think that's fine. We'll go with that. So yeah, okay, so here's what I got. Here's what I came up with during this last writing sprint. So these were the lines that I knew. They rhymed nice and easy. They came fairly okay. Solitaire, warfare, repair, that rhyming scheme was easy. But then trying to figure out the BB, which are these 2 rhyming words. Eventually, I landed on this, and I am quite happy with it. I think it works nicely. I'm pleased. I am a satisfied writer with what I came up with. But yeah, just trying to figure out the rhyming scheme for the B lines was so tough. So I was playing around with a whole bunch of different words, and yeah, I was just on Rhyming Dictionary forever with that one. But I found, oh, whoops, did I restart the clock somehow? Interesting. Yeah, there's a few just little bits and bobs here. Oh, I guess, okay. Yeah, my tinkering has definitely sort of messed up a few things here. So sorry. Let me just turn that clock off. I mean, it's, not exactly life or death, but I like just being able to catch this stuff. Okay, yeah, you're off. Good. Good job. Good job, clock. All right. Yeah. So the way that for these rhyming limericks, the way that I'm putting them together is I go in knowing how they have to work on the surface level information delivery. And that is just the information that that character needs to deliver in the limerick. And then I have sort of a spectrum of the thematic or the metaphorical meaning that that character also has to deliver simultaneously in the limerick. And so where I really start, what I found worked really well, is figuring out the words that I wanted to rhyme. And picking the words before I build the sentences, knowing what I want to say. And then I pop over, I'll think of a line or two, and then I'll see if I can find enough words that rhyme, and then kind of pull out words that fit with the metaphoric and thematic meaning that I'm trying to write into the verse, while kind of also, keeping in mind that surface level meaning that's going to be working as well. And then, I basically pick my rhyming words and then go in and write the sentences and figure out my syllable beats and stuff. And that seems to be working fairly well for me. So I shall keep doing that. But it's, I have to remember to be gentle with myself. Writing takes as long as it takes. And just because other people can write faster is not a valid reason for me to compare myself to them. Just because we both write, I'm a very slow writer, and that is okay. I just have to be okay. Yeah. And I think the other thing too to keep in mind as a slow writer is that I am doing the thing that is so often discouraged in the writing process, which is do not edit while you write. I can't follow that advice. I'm not capable of doing that, and it doesn't work for me. So what I do need to keep in mind is that I am writing very slowly. However, it probably all comes out in the wash in the end because I don't have an editing process, because I'm editing while I write. So if I consider the fact that this is a final draft of what I'm working on and I'm not going to be really revisiting it, I am making really good progress. It's just, it doesn't look like a lot of words given the amount of time that I spend on it. But if those words are words that I do not need to go back and fix later, that is also a lot of saved time. So it's just a different process than the way that a lot of other people work. And sometimes I can get caught in that trap of comparing myself or creating a standard that is not based on my own writing process, but someone else's writing process, or what I think the writing process should be. And I think it's really just solid advice for writers, any kind of artist, is you always have to just keep reminding your brain that the only thing you can really compare to or judge yourself against is yourself. It can be hard to remember that. I'm gonna just take a quick look here. I'm wondring if I should flip some of the stuff around. I'm just gonna do a quick edit to the show description because I think I put the order of the hashtags in a little bit wrong here. Yeah. There we go. And I'm just going to copy that over into my notes so that I do not do that again next time. Okay, where's the tab that I'm looking for here? There we go. All right, so replace that. Okay, that should be good to go. Super de duper. Oh my goodness. Yeah, just a lot of little technical things today. And maybe that's the other reason why I'm being so harsh on myself, is that I have this false impression that lots of things have gone wrong today. And so my tolerance and my patience for myself is wearing thin. But really, it's not a big deal. Like, I just reprogrammed this whole stream, like on the back end, like the operation and programming side of things. So then obviously when you rejig something, you might miss something. Like I said, I changed a whole bunch of stuff on the Stream Deck, so I still need to retrain my muscle memory where those buttons are and stuff. So it's like really not reasonable for me to think that everything is just going to go perfect when you go in and change a lot of things, right? And it's just not a reasonable expectation in any scenario to think that things are going to go perfect. Like, that's, if you set that expectation for yourself, it's a real bummer. It's going to be, you're going to have to develop a lot of resilience. I think one of the things that we'll do is, I had said earlier, I'd given a shout out to the Writers Guild of Alberta, who's a community partner with this stream. And one of the things I did want to talk about is their online writing retreat that they're running. So maybe one of the things we'll do while we're on break here is I will pop open their website and we'll take a look at their online writing retreat. And while the Alberta, or the Writers Guild of Alberta, is obviously a provincially based writers guild, they have moved all of their programming online. And I double checked with Dee, and she said that because the program is online anyway, even if you're not from Alberta, you're more than welcome to participate in the virtual writing retreat. So that makes it a really good thing for me to shout out on stream, because obviously the internet is not limited by physical geography. And I always like to make sure that when I share resources, they're universal, right? Or, you know, at the very, like, they're digital. You could actually access them. Okay, so I'm just gonna pull up the link for their writing retreat. What do I want here? I want this, and here we go. This is the link that I would like. Okay. Perfect. So let's pop over into the screen, or it's not really a screen share screen. It's like we're gonna watch things and look at things together. See. Oh, and we still have that up from last time. Okay, let's turn that off and let's pull up the writing retreat. Oh, I need to trim that down a little bit because you can still see my screen. There we go. Okay, so this is the Writers Guild of Alberta. This is their online writing retreat that they have going. And it's kind of a nice mix of like having time to write for yourself, obviously, but then they're also bringing in some writing mentors who are doing talks in the morning. Where is that listed? I'm just saying these things because I know. Let's see here. Yeah, learn from 2 mentors on how to focus your creativity with morning videos. So I believe what that means is like you pop into Zoom in the morning, and then there's sort of like a writing discussion, writing talk to help get you like motivated to write for the day. And then you log off, you do your writing from home, and then we all touch base again in the evening. So join in guided fireside conversations on Friday and Saturday evenings. And I'm gonna host one of those evenings. So I'll be hosting the fireside chat on Saturday, and we'll hang out. I think it'll be kind of similar to when we're on a writing sprint break here, honestly. We'll talk about writerly things. We'll share some resources. We'll obviously talk about how folks are finding their online writing retreat. I'm really curious about like the notion of a virtual writing retreat, because one of the reasons you might go on like a physical writing retreat is to detach from all of the distractions that you have at home that would keep you from writing. So if you're doing a virtual writing retreat. The pros of that are like you don't have to spend time packing, traveling, you know, just figuring out the logistics of going away on a retreat, which is kind of nice. But you do still have to plan in that you need to make sure that you have everything that you need at home to not be distracted and to treat it like a retreat. Retreats are kind of like this balance. A writing retreat or any kind of like artistic retreat is this delicate balance between working really hard but also like recharging. So I did a puppet retreat at the Banff Center for the Arts back in 2019. Yeah, 2019. And it was like such a strange mix. And granted, this was a very long one. It was, it was 2 weeks. So we went like every single day. We were in like puppet school for 8 hours. And then sometimes in the evenings, or not, oh no, sorry, I'm a little bit rusty because it was a couple years ago. So during the day we had like puppet school, which was about like puppet manipulation. And then in the evenings we had puppet building school. We had shop. And so we had puppet building to do. So it was just like really long days every single day. And it was really artistically rewarding, and it's such a privilege to be able to disconnect from the entire world and just like zone in on developing your craft and focusing on art making and being an artist. But it was also so exhausting. And I did get sick. I think it was about halfway through. I just got this really bad chest cold, and this was before COVID. And I ended up having to take like a sick day at the Banff Center and just, you know, like quietly die in my bed. And I think I got sick because I wore myself out. So it's kind of like finding this mix between, yeah, like recharging your batteries, but also working really intensely. So when I think about doing an online writing retreat from home and how you set yourself up for success is figuring out how to get rid of all of the distractions that you have in your home. So maybe the few days before the retreat, clean your house, because that is such a common one that we will use as a procrastination technique to not write. Is we're like, oh no, this laundry needs to be put away. I need to organize my desk. So I would think if we were to make a list of things to prepare yourself for in order to set yourself up for success for a virtual writing retreat, clean your house. Clean your house. The other thing that comes to mind would be turning notifications off on your phone. And if you have notifications on your desktop, like I have my email set to like do a little pop-up window every time I get an email, turn that off. Do not answer emails. This is writing time. I would say probably also a good idea to have either some meal prep ready to go of things that you really enjoy, food that's really nourishing, maybe some treats as well. Again, because we have to find this balance of like working really hard and still recharging, because creativity takes a lot out of us. It gives, but it can also take a lot out of us. So do some meal prep. Think about what kind of food will bring you joy and happiness and nourish your soul and your body and not take too much work. Good treats, good snacks, warm beverages. Beverages, very important. Make sure you're stocked up on your coffees, your teas. Normal water, also very important to consume as well. And then, yeah, I would say maybe also have a plan for like where you're going to work out of. If you're fortunate enough to have a home office, like a specific place where you write, make sure that's ready to go. That's kind of like the tidying your house thing. If you don't have an office or a designated writing space, maybe try to set that up. If possible, like carve out the kitchen table as a writing space, maybe get some books on writing ready to go so that if you need to look something up, you don't have to run into another room to grab them. Just try to have everything at hand so that you can get in a writing flow and then stay in a writing flow. Those are the tips I would think of offhand to make an at-home virtual writing retreat effective. And then after we do, so in the evenings we have these fireside chats, which are going to be really nice because we as a community of writers get to hang out and talk about writing, and we get that social connection, which is great. But then I think reading in the evenings, or maybe taking a bath or going to bed early, making sure that you're resting your body as well. Maybe do some stretching or some gentle exercise. That would also be really good to do. And maybe even do that in the afternoon as well. That's the other thing about writing that's a little bit deceptive, is I find it is really hard on the body because we're sitting all the time. And like, I'm very lucky. This desk is a standing desk. It's like a sitting standing desk. So if I start getting really sore, I can stand up for a bit. But honestly, I've found that when I'm thinking really hard, it's distracting to be standing sometimes. I can do it if it's like bookkeeping, emails, things that aren't too difficult. But for writing, which I find very difficult, it's like the tiny percentage of brain energy that it takes to stay standing upright. Like, I need that. I need that 1% of brain energy that's going towards staying upright. I need everything. So yeah, I think that'd probably be another good thing to plan ahead of time, is what kind of body breaks are you going to take? Because if you're going to be sitting and writing all day, that's a really long time to be sitting. And if possible, definitely make sure that you've got a really good chair. This chair's not too bad. This is like a I guess technically it's like a dining room table chair. It's a pretty solid one. And then I have a little box on the floor that I rest my feet in because I'm too short. So yeah, and then, this is another, maybe I'll throw this out as a suggestion. So this blanket is one of my favorite, I guess it's technically a writing accessory, but this is actually an electric blanket, and I'm in Canada, so it's winter here and it's very cold. And I find I get very easily distracted if I'm physically uncomfortable and particularly cold. I ironically do not have any tolerance for the cold. So highly recommend an electric blanket. I think this one was like about $50, and it's so nice and cozy, and it heats up really fast. So I actually turned it off not too long ago, and it's still kind of like keeping the heat in there, and I'm nice and toasty. So highly recommend, grab an electric blanket if you want to be cozy during your your virtual online writing retreat. It's great. Warm socks, toque, or I believe beanie, as you might call it in the States, and perhaps elsewhere, I don't know, we call it a toque here. So yeah, and if you like to physically write, like with pen and paper, maybe get a special notebook and this is not a special notebook, but I'll just hold it up and drop it because it's a notebook. Maybe get like a really nice notebook, really nice pen so that you feel motivated to write. I know that these things aren't like strictly necessary, but anything that helps. Don't rob yourself of tools that could be helpful. It can be very motivating to have like a really nice blank notebook. Some people find that really scary, but it can also be like really motivating and really just like put you in the mood to write. I write like on a computer, I write digitally, and that is my preferred method because I feel really liberated to try things because I can always just hit Control-Z. I find that very freeing, whereas I find it kind of paralyzing how difficult it is to edit. Like I said, I edit as I write. So I find it really paralyzing to write in a notebook. However, what I do use a notebook for is working out my ideas. When I get stuck and I need to think something through, pen and paper are my tools of choice. So I still use a notebook. I just don't write. I don't draft in a notebook. So this is that's the virtual writing retreat, and it's quite accessibly priced, I think. There's so it's $90 if you are a Writers Guild of Alberta member, or $120 for non-members, or $80 for students. If you are in financial hardship at this time, I would also suggest just sending them an email. I'm sure they can give you the student rate if you need it. Writers Guild of Alberta is cool. I don't see them turning away writers who want to participate in it. So if even the prices that they have listed here pose a barrier to you, send an email to Writers Guild of Alberta and see if they can give you the student rate, if you're not a student already. And then, yeah, the registration process, pretty straightforward. You're just filling out, basic contact information there and a bio, and then you're good to go. Oh, and I guess dates, that's the other thing we should mention here. So January 14th to 16th, and then you need to register by Wednesday, January 12th. There we go. So that's the writing retreat. And you know what? Actually, while we're kind of somewhat on this topic, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to share something else. So let me switch over to this. Whoops. That was an accidental scene that I drafted and it's not finished yet. Okay. Let's do, oh yeah, that's why. Okay, so this is, I want to pull up. Oh yeah, here we go. And this. Okay. Oh, sorry. There's a delay in the Stream Deck's programming. So then I end up thinking that I didn't quite hit the button, and then I hit it twice, and then it does like some chaotic stuff sometimes. Okay, so speaking of notebooks, here's a fun thing that I can share. So these are notebook designs that my digital producing apprentice, Mackenzie, put together for the other show that I do, which is called The Workshop. I'm just going to drop the description for that in the chat real quick. And of course it's disconnected again. Oh, Stream Deck. It's like simultaneously one of the best tools for streaming and sometimes also the most frustrating. Particularly with YouTube for some reason, it's very buggy lately. I really hope they release an update soon because I think I saw that it has something to do with a YouTube update. So, okay, I just restarted it. Let's see if it will grace us with its presence. Lovely. So, I do this stream, which is called The Write-In, and it is a write-in. Oh, I guess the other thing I should pop in here is the little break title again. Ah, there we go. Nice. Okay. Is that too big? Should I shrink that down? Yeah, maybe. Whoops. I always forget that it's already in a locked aspect ratio. It's just like contrary to every other graphic program that I use here. Yeah, okay, that'll work. All right. Yeah, that'll do for now. Yeah, that we'll leave that there. Cool. So speaking of notebooks, the other show that I do is called The Workshop, and it is a makerspace crafting building stream. And I like to think of it as sort of the sister stream to this show that I do, which is called The Write-In. So if The Write-In is a text-based storytelling stream, then The Workshop is a visual and material storytelling stream. So we wanted, okay, so yeah, let me back up here for a sec. So the Workshop stream is still fairly new. I think we've only been doing it for about a month. And then one of the things that I wanted to get for that stream was a like inventor, builder, designy kind of notebook so that when we're on stream and we're figuring out a design and we're maybe doing some drafting or some brainstorming, I had just a nice notebook to work in that would look nice on stream. And Mackenzie and I could not for the life of us find such a thing. We checked Etsy. Mackenzie previously worked for like a Christmas market, like a stationary Christmas market. So they knew all of these like really small artisanal stationery shops. And we checked all of those leads and we couldn't find anything for like invention design drafting. So then we were like, wow, you know, this is like a makerspace building DIY stream. We might as well just make our own notebooks. So Mackenzie took the design, the branding of the workshop stream and made these 3 notebook designs, which I think are just so gorgeous. So I guess I'm just gonna have to order all 3 of them now because I really can't pick the notebook that I like best here. I think they're all so nice. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna have to place an order and print all 3 notebooks, and I won't have any regrets about that. I feel very confident. The other reason we wanted to have a really nice notebook for that stream is because now that these streams are like, I know this is going to sound a little bit ironic for sure, because we did have a few technical difficulties today, but I feel like the 2 streams that I do, like the write-in, this one, and the workshop, which is this one that I'm talking about right now, those have been in development for a little bit. They're starting to get a little bit more polished. And so every now and again, we'll drop a PayPal link to let people tip the stream. And if we're going to accept tips, one of the things I really wanted to do is have a nice way to thank supporters of the stream who let me do this work. And I thought that a nice way of doing that would be having a really gorgeous notebook that we could write down the names of all of the supporters of the stream. So that was the other reason I really wanted a nice notebook. Because like technically, practically, yes, could we do that in any old notebook? Absolutely. But the whole point of that is it's a thank you gesture. So you're supposed to put some thought into it. You know, it's just like, it's not the same thing when you're like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. We're going to add you to the ledger of stream supporters. And then it's just like, what, an old notebook that I had lying around? Like, that's not really a thank you gesture. It needed a little more thought than that. So I basically have figured out 2 uses for 2 notebooks. One is going to be like the thank you ledger, and then the other one we'll use for drafting designs. And I guess I'll just have to figure out what to do with the other notebook. I mean, I can just hang on to it until we fill up the first drafting and design notebook, but I don't know. I feel like I'll find a use for it. I will absolutely find a use for it. So this is Mackenzie's project. They designed the notebook, they researched where we're going to print them out of, and they found this great little shop out of Montreal that does print on demand, and looked into them and made sure that they are paying their employees ethically, living wages. They have a recycling program for all of their misprints. So we wanted to make sure that wherever we were printing them from were good people. And yeah, so Mackenzie's figured out where we're printing from. We've got the designs, and now they're just kind of matching the designs to all the various templates, because there's a few different versions of notebooks that you can print. There's like a bound book version, there's a spiral notebook version. So yeah, Mackenzie's working on that, and the bound notebook has an extra insert page that you can print. And so we thought it'd be cool to put all of the conversion tables for various measurements in there, and then maybe put like a ruler along the edge of the page. So Mackenzie's working on that insert page right now. And then I invited them to come on stream and talk to us about the notebooks and where we're printing from, how you can select the kind of notebook that you want, whether that's the bound version, the spiral version. Oh, you can also select what kind of pages you want on the inside, which is really cool. You can pick blank pages, line pages, grid pages, which are personally what I would like. And then, and bullet journal type pages with just the dots across. So that's also really nice. You can choose the different page design inserts and then the different notebook types. So I asked Mackenzie if they wanted to like pop on stream and share all the information about like how to pick your notebook. If you also wanted to, like we made the designs anyways, so we figured we would make them available to folks who may also want to print their own notebooks, considering we couldn't find these types of notebooks anywhere for like already for sale. So Mackenzie wasn't too excited about that idea. They're a little bit of a shyer human, more comfy, my sense is, behind the camera. So maybe they'll come on as just like a disembodied voice, or maybe they'll put together like a trailer. I left it up to them to figure out how they wanted to share information about how to like put this design on a notebook and order it if you want. So that's coming. And I just love sharing, like these are drafts. I think Mackenzie is going to make a couple changes to them, but this is essentially like, they're not going to be drastic changes. These designs are pretty much locked in, just like little tweaks to them. So yeah, love a notebook. Love a notebook. And I think that is, let me just double check the show notes, because I always write notes for myself, like all the talking points, all the information I have to remember to deliver on stream. And then I just proceed to forget to look at the notes. But I'm trying to really develop the habit of remembering to check so that I remember to share all of the information that I have to give to folks. So whether that's resources or updates or whatever the case is. Okay, so we talked about the new set design, saw some new scenes. Oh yeah, we had a little bit of chaos last night. I tested out a few new programming things for the stream. There was like, there's a animation interaction thing that I'm trying to program so that people can actually like clock in to a writing sprint. It was a little buggy, so I'm continuing to tweak that on the Wednesday night, like the quote unquote real write-in stream that happens on Twitch. We were all like really excited to test it out, and I had it working the day before, and then it was kind of buggy when we were testing it out with real people. But the proof of concept is there, and then I'm just gonna kind of keep tweaking it as I go. The other thing that I had to do with my to-do list for the stream was chatbots to help like deliver information, like what is the write-in, what is a write-in sprint, you know, just like all this sort of like information that one would need to participate and join the community and know what's going on. And that was kind of tied to the programming of the little experimental thing that I was doing. I've started using StreamerBot, and there is definitely a little bit of a learning curve to it. So I have all of the text written out for the chatbot, but I still have to figure out how to program it in StreamerBot, because I thought I knew how to set up timer chat messages, and then it was like always looping and doing the same message, and it was so spammy. It was kind of hilarious. We had attack of the bots for sure yesterday, and I just ended up turning it off because I could not figure out how to set the intervals. Yeah, I'm gonna have to double check that, but I know that that's something a lot of folks have been asking for, because then that way I don't always have to like verbally deliver information, because I get it, that can probably be repetitive for folks who are here consistently. They're like, yeah, Savannah, we know about your other stream. So yeah, we could just have that dropped with some chat bots, but I'm not doing it the easy way, unfortunately. As per usual, I've made my life much harder than it needs to be, and I'm trying to custom program them. It's a little bit glitchy, so. I feel like it's reasonable to think that I can get that figured out though by next Sunday's stream. So the next time the write-in streams, if you're looking to join more write-in sprints, because I mean, this says that we're on break, but like we're actually done for the evening. This is like the final hangout. But the next time that we stream will be on Sunday afternoon, this Sunday afternoon. It'll be over on Twitch though. Maybe what I'll do is I'll throw up the NaNoWriMo schedule actually. Here, let's do that. Whoops. Layering. That title needs to not be there. There we go. So these are the remaining streams that we have left for NaNoWriMo. As you can see, they're a little bit all over the place. And by all over the place, I mean Twitch, Discord, and YouTube. So So this being the Thursday night writing sprint over on YouTube. The next one we have is Sunday afternoon. That's over on Twitch. And then is that basically it until, oh my gosh, it is. Yeah, we're almost done. We only have a few streams left. Yeah, so we've got the Sunday stream, and then we have like the lunch hour one in Discord on Tuesday, because November 30th, the end of NaNoWriMo is Tuesday. And then dang, we have the NaNoWriMo last day sprint, which is going to be basically the countdown to midnight, my local time, where we're going to get in our final word counts for NaNoWriMo. That's wild. That simultaneously went by so slow and so fast. So we don't have too many of the bonus NaNoWriMo streams left, but the write-in is a weekly program every Wednesday night. That is consistent. It streams usually once a week. And one of the things I'm going to try also to get set up on Sunday is multi-streaming, so that regardless of what your preference of platform is, whether you like Twitch, whether you like YouTube, we'll just be simultaneously on both. And I have that figured out. I just need to test it before I actually go live. Because as much as this is sometimes accidentally a struggle stream, I don't actually, like, it's never my intention to be a struggle stream. It's just I try to do things a little bit extra and then they don't always work. So there's a little bit of leeway, but also, you know, if I can test things before going live and make sure that they're working, that's ideal, right? So hopefully Sunday I'll be multi-streaming on Twitch and YouTube so that it doesn't really matter where you are, because I will be where you are. But yeah, I think that that's pretty reasonable to set up, because I was hoping to have multi-streaming ready to go for this stream, but then I was running into all those issues with StreamerBot and not being able to quite get things working, and I was trying to fix that first, and yeah, as we know, that wasn't 100% successful. So yeah, that'll be the next time that we're streaming. I know that graphic probably wasn't the best way for you to keep track of all the bonus streams that we're doing this month. So let me show you what is probably the best way to keep track of our streaming dates. And hopefully I don't have to restart the stream deck again. Please work. Please still work. Yay. So we do have a Discord, and now with Discord's new event feature, I can just schedule all of the streams and where to find them. And it's really convenient for keeping track of, when we are streaming. So I guess the only kind of exception to that is I'm taking the first 2 weeks of December off, because I do need a break to recharge from all this extra NaNoWriMo streaming. But other than that, it is a pretty predictable schedule right now unless we do special events or bonus streams for stuff. So the predictable schedule is Monday night is the workshop, which is the makerspace stream, and then Wednesday nights is the write-in, which is the writing stream. But yeah, we also do artist meetups occasionally, and we do watch parties sometimes. I like to keep my eye out for really cool digital shows, and then I let folks know, and then we schedule watch parties and we go all watch them together, and then we hang out in Discord and talk about the storytelling, of course, always the storytelling. In Discord. And then any of the special events, you can find those in Discord, as well as the regular events, regular streams. And of course, you'll find a artsy, creative community, various makers and storytellers in there who have gathered around those two streams, the write-in and the makerspace. So there's a section of the Discord that is specifically channels for writers, and there's a writing exchange channel if you're looking for feedback. There's an impromptu writing sprint section if you happen to be online and you're just like, hello, is anyone available for a writing sprint? And that's kind of nice because you can just set it up whenever. You don't have to rely on the live stream. And then, there's a place for exchanging resources. So if there's a really good workshop coming up, or a really good writing blog, you can share that. Or if you read a book about writing craft, which is really good, you can let people know about that. And and then the next section that we have in the Discord is for folks from the workshop who, like I said, those are our visual and material storytellers. And again, they have all those same sort of channels as well. And then there's a third section for like the business of art, which is like small business skills for artists. And there's a section for like taxes, there's a section for grants, there's a section for like production if you're a performance-based artist. So yeah, it's like a very eclectic, multidisciplinary artist community. But I think that's like really exciting and interesting. So yeah, I encourage you to join the Discord. Hello, Nicole. Are you ending your stream? Yes, unfortunately, we're wrapping it up. But we are streaming again Sunday afternoon. And I think we'll probably do like a couple, like 2 1.5 hour writing sprints on Sunday afternoon. And then we do stream kind of like fairly, I'm always get confused whether I should say I or we, because it is like a collective sort of endeavor. But then like I'm your host, so I don't know. I'll use the collective we. Yeah, we'll be back here on Sunday. And then also doing the final day of NaNoWriMo, November 30th. That one's going to be over on Twitch, unless I am successful in getting multi-streaming set up on Sunday. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I know I've said this already, but like it's still wild to me that November is almost over. It's kind of horrifying how quickly time goes. So I think the only other closing announcements kind of news that I have to share with folks is just a reminder that there are newsletters that you can sign up for if you're an email human and if you would appreciate reminders when the streams are happening. So there's a couple different newsletters that you can sign up for. Oh, there we go. There was just a delay because I was like, I hit that button and it took a long time for the newsletter message to show up. There's a couple email lists that you can sign up for if you like receiving emails to remind you when streams are happening. So there's one that goes out on Wednesday that's a reminder for the write-in, and then there's one that goes out on Monday that's a reminder for the workshop. And then there's a third newsletter you can sign up for if you just want like my artist newsletter. But the other two are just about the streams. So that can be really helpful as a tool, again, to remember and help you like make the commitment to writing and book yourself in and protect your writing and creativity time. Because I know that not everyone likes to turn on notifications for streams because you can just get like way too many popping up on your phone. So if you're an email human, that option's available. And then also I throw in like any important news or updates about the streams as well. I'm a fan of just trying to like share information in the ways that people prefer to receive them. So for folks who like Discord, there's a Discord. If you like email, there's a mailing list. There's also, I'll just throw all my social medias in here as well. If you scroll through social media a lot, I post reminders for the streams on my channels, my social media channels as well. And I'll reshare different resources that I come across too. So however you like to receive your information, I'll help you get it. That's cool. I need 2,603 more words to win Nano. Oh my goodness, Nikki, you're so close. That's really doable. Congratulations. As probably the queen of slow writers, I am super impressed and proud of you. And your success boggles my mind. I cannot even conceive of it, but I'm so happy. You're so close. Are you feeling good about achieving that goal? Like when you look at how much time is left, do you think you've got enough time to do it? I know it can be hard to tell because even though you've done a lot of words previously, sometimes too it depends on like how busy we are in our lives and how much actual writing time we have. Because if the end of the month is really busy for you, then getting in your 25-ish thousand words, that could be down to the wire. But yeah, I don't know what time zone you're in. And this is like the funny thing about being on the internet. But yeah, we do have the November 30th like countdown to midnight writing stream with writing sprints that we're doing, which again, will just be really funny because people are going to be in all kinds of different time zones. So folks may have already hit midnight. Some folks may be like, no, I still have 1 or 2 more hours left. Thanks, I'm a rebel this year. I've been doing this project for the past 2 nanos. Eastern time. Okay, so you're not super off. And if you do need a little bit of extra time, I'm mountain time. So you can cheat and you can be on my time zone. if you need a little extra time. You can play by my time zone rules. You're welcome. You're welcome. I'm so proud of myself. Well, you should be. Yeah, and if you've been working on this project for the past 2 nanos, yeah, absolutely. The project that I'm working on for NaNoWriMo, I use NaNoWriMo to just be like, I'm going to put in extra writing time. I don't like set a specific goal, but I just use November as a time to really focus on writing. And the script that I'm trying to finish this month is, yeah, I've been working on that script since 2018. It's been a very long project in the making. So yeah, but I think like taking the time that it takes to make the thing yields a better thing. So, and yeah, I love using NaNoWriMo however it serves you, you know? Like some people find it really helpful to try and hit that 40,000 word count in a month. Some people get paralyzed by that pressure. So if you just set, you know, whatever goal helps you. Some people need really high goals, some people need really low goals or loose goals, flexible goals. You know, it's whatever helps. Yeah, but that's really awesome. And it must be so satisfying to be that close to the end. Oh gosh, that must be so exciting. Ah, I'm so proud of you. Yeah. Oh, awesome. Just trying to think if there was anything else. We did all the things to stay in touch. Yeah, I think that's basically it for the stream. But yeah, if you're looking to cheat and hit a midnight in an extra time zone, swing by on November 30th. I don't know if you're over on Twitch or just YouTube, but I am going to try to set up multi-streaming as of this Sunday. So potentially I may be able to be on YouTube for the November 30th, like the final sprint. Just fingers crossed I don't run into any bugs or hiccups with that plan. But I think it's feasible for me to get that figured out. It's not overly complicated. I just need to set aside the time to like put it in place. Yeah, especially because I have a learning disability. Yeah, that makes it that much harder. That makes a hard thing. Like writing is already a hard thing, but then that makes it that much harder. So I'm so proud of myself. Ah! Okay, I think the other thing, now that we're like talking about finishing NaNoWriMo and it's starting to feel a little bit more real, that makes me think of trying to come up with something on stream that will make hitting midnight and completing NaNoWriMo really feel celebratory. Wondering if maybe I can program some like party animations and some party music, because it's really important for us to, as artists, to celebrate our victories. We forget to do that so often. Sometimes we can just get so caught up in the grind and the work and the struggle that we forget that we need to celebrate our victories. We need to take the time. We need to pause and be like, I did a really cool, hard thing. Oh yeah, sorry. I do my audio monitoring in quote unquote real time live in the stream just to be super safe. Thank you so much for the subscription. Yeah. Celebrate your victories, folks. It's very important. I'm gonna do my best to see if we can get some celebratory party vibes up in the stream for November 30th. And on your own end, maybe have a treat, maybe have a treat ready to go, maybe have a party hat, prime your party hats. I think these little rituals are really important and they can help us keep that creative battery recharged. Celebrate your victories. There we go. That is a really good note, I think, to end the stream on. Yeah, thank you so much, Nikki, and we'll see you around. Come on down again. I'd love to hear about the project that you're working on. If you are a Discord person, feel free to join up in there, and then, yeah, you can pop in and tell us about your project. That'd be very cool, what you're working on. I'd love to hear the details of it. yeah, I'm invested in your success now. I'm counting on you. I'm back here as an impossibly slow writer, just cheerleading you on and in total awe of the fact that you hit that word count. I mean, like, this is not the only reason, but one of the reasons that I write scripts is because I could never write a novel. Like, I started off as a creative writer. I used to, back in the day, write like fantasy and sci-fi. And one of the things that was really kind of holding me back is, yeah, how slow of a writer I am. And then just the sort of impossible feeling of ever hitting the word count required for a novel. So, I mean, I got into performance and theater, like, quite honestly, on its own, for its own merits. But I think that one of the reasons that really works for me is because a script is just so much shorter. It's so much shorter than writing a novel. It feels like I might actually be able to do it. All right, folks, thank you so much for joining the write-in. I hope you got some good word count in, or if you weren't focused on word count, maybe you got some research done, or you were able to think through a plot point that you were stuck on, or some character development that was really tripping you up, because these are all really productive things too. Word count is important. I mean, eventually we need to get words down on paper, but there's also lots of other writing activities that are very valid and part of the process as well. So I don't want to only focus on word count, because that's not all that we do. And again, also sometimes being too focused on word count can be the wrong thing to be too hyper-focused on. But yeah, if you put in the time, if you showed up, if you did writing during the sprint, then that is the important thing. If you show up and you do the work, that is the work. That is the art. Thanks for the talk. Absolutely. I always try to find a good, encouraging pep talking note to end the stream on. Because writing is such a hard thing, and I think we need to really intentionally keep recharging those batteries so that we stay in it, you know? And part of that is creating writing community and finding writing community. And, you know, I really love writing sprints and write-alongs. I find them super helpful for helping me reserve time to write, and also kind of piggybacking off of everyone else's like energy and focus. So yeah, leverage the tools that help you and make writing a joy, because it should be fun. It's still gonna be hard, but it should still be fun. It can be hard and fun. All right, everyone, have a good night. We will be back for sure on Twitch Sunday afternoon, and almost certainly also on YouTube, but I can't 100% promise that. But for sure we will be on Twitch. So we'll see you then. And yeah, I think I covered all the important stuff. So yeah, I think we're good. Oh, check out my friend Devin Cuddy. He makes playlists for people who are streaming. Oh, super. Oh, that's how I found your stream. Oh, fantastic. I love hearing recommendations of, again, like when we talk about like exchanging resources and tips and stuff. Okay, so Devin Cutting. All right, I'm gonna copy that out of chat before I close this down, and then I'm gonna put that in my show notes. I love hearing about other streamers or content creators doing cool artsy stuff. I am always down for shout outs in chat and recommendations. I know that sometimes not every streamer likes that, and also sometimes it can be spammy, like just use your judgment. But particularly if you're shouting out somebody else, then it's 100% fine. And also shouting out yourself is fine too. Just don't use your judgment. Okay, fantastic. Devin Cutting has a playlist for people who are streaming. Check that out. And on that note, have a good night, have a good rest, so that you can recharge those batteries and be ready to write for next time. Happy writing, everyone. We'll see you next time.